ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Welcome. Thank you for watching English News Bulletin on RTA News with me, Suleiman Talash. Let's dive into today's news updates from the country and beyond. We begin with the esteemed leader of the Islamic Emirate, Amir al-Mu'mineen Hafizahullah, has approved 633 new positions aimed at promoting modern education and technological advancements. The approved positions include administrative and academic posts for the newly established faculties in master's programs in computer science, engineering, artificial intelligence, and mathematics, as well as for the newly approved medical faculties at Badakhshan and Ghazni universities. On the other hand, Deputy Prime Minister for Administrative Affairs Maulavi Abdul Salam Hanafi met with Mr. Andrika Ratwathi, the United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator in Afghanistan, and his accompanying delegation. UN Humanitarian Coordinator in Afghanistan, Andrika Ratwathi, said the United Nations aims to strengthen cooperation with Afghanistan, particularly on refugee issues. Maulavi Abdul Salam Hanafi highlighted the impact of prolonged wars, climate change, and forced refugee deportation, calling for greater coordination and urging the United Nations and other agencies to uphold refugees' rights. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs reports the reopening of Afghan consulate in Bonn, Germany. The consulate will provide essential services to Afghan citizens in Germany, while experts say it will also strengthen ties between the two countries. Take a look.
Afghanistan continues to expand diplomatic ties across the region and the world. In line with this effort, the Afghan consulate in Bonn, Germany, has resumed operations, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs announced on Monday. Hafiz Ahmad Takal, the ministry's head of information and public relations, said the consulate has reopened to provide essential services and support the Afghan citizens living in Germany.
Dear citizens and other applicants will be able to visit the consulate starting from next Monday to receive consular services after booking an appointment online through the consulate's website. It's also worth noting that in the near future, the process of passport printing and distribution will begin at this consulate.
Previously, nearly 500,000 Afghan citizens living in Germany had limited access to consular services. With the opening of the consulate in Bonn, officials say these citizens will now be able to have their issues addressed more efficiently.
This is a positive step toward easing difficulties, especially for students, travelers, and those coming to Germany for short-term purposes such as trade, education, medical services, and treatment. It is indeed a proper move.
Following the diplomatic efforts of the Islamic Emirate to strengthen Afghanistan's ties globally, the country now maintains embassies and consulates in several nations across the region and the world.
The reopening of embassies and consulates can provide a valuable opportunity for increased engagement and closer political and diplomatic relations with Afghanistan.
Officials of the Islamic Emirate have consistently emphasized their desire to maintain political and economic ties with all countries and have called on Western nations to reopen their embassies in Kabul.
Former U.S. Special Representative for Afghanistan Zalmay Khalilzad has said that Pakistan has officially and publicly admitted to providing shelter to groups opposing Afghanistan to carry out actions against the country. He added that the international community is aware of Pakistan's support and shelter for groups hostile to Afghanistan, as well as its adversarial behavior. Khalilzad said that the current failed round of talks between Afghanistan and Pakistan and Turkey was disappointing, but stressed that such efforts must continue. He further stated that the parties involved should agree not to allow any groups threatening peace and security to operate. The Ministry of Energy and Water announced that its delegation has departed for Iran to participate in the 25th International Electric Industry. The exhibition is scheduled to be held from November 19 2:24 in Tehran, the capital of Iran. Iran's Consul General in Herat, Ali Reza, met with the governor of the province, Sheikh Maulana Islamjar, to discuss bilateral economic, trade and agricultural cooperation. During the meeting, the governor of Herat emphasized the need for greater cooperation from Iran's Consul General in expanding economic and transit relations through the Aslam Qala port. On the other hand, Public Health Minister Maulavi Nur Jalal Jalali held a meeting with his deputies and central directors after returning from his visit to Saudi Arabia. During the meeting, the minister briefed participants on the outcomes of his trip, including visits to various sites, participation in the medical equipment and artificial intelligence exhibition, and meetings with Saudi Arabia's health minister, officials from the King Salman and Gates Foundations, and the WHO regional director for the Eastern Mediterranean. In 2024, Afghanistan exported $127 million and imported over $2 billion through Chabahar port, the Ministry of Industry and Commerce said. With a new 50% transit discount, Afghan traders can now send goods faster to India, Iran and Arab countries, while dried fruit exporters report more than 150 containers already en route to these markets. Here is the rest of the story.
At a press conference, the Ministry of Industry and Commerce highlighted the importance of Chabahar Port, Afghanistan's only access to open waters. Officials said the port plays a key role in exporting Afghan products to international markets, and Afghan traders currently receive up to a 50% discount on transit costs.
According to recent efforts by Afghanistan's Minister of Industry and Commerce, Iran has granted up to 50% reduction in transit costs for Afghan traders using the Chabahar port compared to other Iranian ports. This port serves as a secure route, providing Afghanistan with direct access to open waters of the Persian Gulf.
Chabahar, a key port for trade and transit between Afghanistan, India and Iran, has seen Afghan traders export goods worth $127 million to international markets in 2024, according to the Ministry of Industry and Commerce.
Afghanistan has exported goods worth $127 million and imported goods worth $2.534 billion through Chabahar ports, mainly essential items.
Furthermore, the Afghanistan Dried Fruit Exporters Association says exports to Indian markets through Chabahar port are progressing well, with several containers already delivered and more than 150 additional containers currently on their way.
This is a reliable route, and currently our exports are proceeding smoothly, with shipments reaching India within 20 to 30 days in a very efficient manner. Afghanistan will obtain membership in the International Maritime Organization, which will allow access to maritime shipping facilities. One of our challenges has been this very issue, and resolving it will improve the speed and efficiency of transporting our agricultural products.
This comes as Afghanistan's visiting official Fazl Muhammad Haqqani met in Tehran with Mohammad Saeed Arbabi, Executive Director of the Chabahar Free Zone. They discussed enhancing trade ties, including the establishment of an Afghan Ministry of Industry and Commerce office at the Chabahar port, the creation of a joint Iran-Afghanistan bank for national transfers, the provision of long-term land access to Afghan investors, and the completion of the Chabahar Milk Railway.
And the last one, but not the least one, is the Minister of Rural Rehabilitation and Development, Mullah Muhammad Yunus Akhundzada, along with his accompanying delegation, visited the construction site of the major reservoir dam in Qadis district of Badghis province. The dam has a water storage capacity of nearly 3 million cubic meters and is being built with a height of 32 meters at a cost of $12.5 million, funded by the ministry's development budget. Officials say once completed, the dam will irrigate 1,400 hectares of agricultural land and provide employment opportunities for local residents in the agricultural sector. That's all for now. Stay with us to stay updated. Thank you for watching.
شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوي پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا